Ever since I was a little girl, we would always go to the cemetery on November 2nd, and we'd go not to mourn the death of my grandfather, but instead to celebrate his life. And we would always clean up his grave and make it look really nice, and we'd place a bunch of different offerings, like his favorite food, and then we'd always crack open a Corona for him because he was a heavy drinker. Well, today, the reason why you should listen to me today is because as college students, you guys come here to get a well-rounded education, and that includes with learning different cultures and what makes everyone different. Today, I will be teaching you 3 things about Dia de los Muertos. The first, I'm going to teach you about the history of this holiday. Then I will teach you about how it is celebrated today in the United States. And then thirdly, I'm going to teach you how not to appropriate this holiday. Let's start off first with talking about the history of this holiday. According to Nick Moreno, a journalist from AztecCentral.com, this holiday is over 3,000 years old, and it originated from the Aztec Mexico, so it's really, really old. When the Spanish came to Mexico, that is when this holiday became more religion-based. And it used to be celebrated in the summer, but as soon as the Catholic religion came to play, it instead got moved to the All Saints Day, which is now November 2nd. How you celebrate this holiday is you first start off with having an altar, or an altar, and you place a picture of your loved one there. And then on the altar, you can put flowers, which are some orange marigolds, or you can also put bread and candles and anything that they like, and also some calacas, which are sugar skulls. And the reason why you put them is because when the spirits come, they might want something sweet to eat, and that's what they would be eating. Now that I've taught you about the history about this holiday, let me tell you about how it's celebrated today here in the United States. So typically, if you're very religious, like Catholic religious, you go to church and then you go to a mass specifically for the holiday. And then sometimes the churches have like altars outside that they let the families set up, and then everyone just walks around throughout the entire night celebrating. There's a bunch of food, mariachis, and it's just a huge celebration of life because it's not about mourning your loved one. It's about celebrating the time they were here on earth. There's some cities that also celebrate this on the day. Like in Orange County, I know the city of Santa Ana, they have this street on 4th Street where they just have it filled with different altares, and everyone's just coming, whether if you're from the actual Mexican culture or not, everyone comes and celebrates because it's not just specifically for one culture. Anybody can celebrate this day if they know how to do it correctly. Now that I've taught you about how it is celebrated today, I will be teaching you how not to appropriate this holiday. What it means to appropriate something, it means to be taking something from a culture and not knowing exactly what it is specifically. You're just taking from it and you don't know what it is, the significance of it. Typically when people appropriate this holiday, they paint their faces as sugar skulls, and then they just dress up not really knowing the significance of what it is to paint your face. Well, I'm going to tell you how you cannot do that. For Halloween, don't paint your face as a sugar skull. If you want to be painting your face as a sugar skull, paint it on the actual day when it should be, which is November 2nd. And that's the day where it's going to be celebrated. And also, many people like to throw Mexican-themed Halloween parties when really it's not a holiday. It's not a decoration for you to be doing for your Halloween parties, where people put a bunch of sugar skulls on the walls and have just a bunch of different types of foods. Instead, just celebrate it on November 2nd, because that's when it is, because it's significant to the Mexican culture, and that way you don't offend anyone. Today I have taught you 3 things about Dia de los Muertos. The history of it, I have taught you how it is celebrated today, and then I have also taught you how not to appropriate this holiday. I hope with this information you know more about this holiday and you do not show any ignorance about it. Thank you.